Welcome to Channel Japan. I'm Mai Demizu.
And I'm Makiko Tsuda.
Every week we bring you the freshest information out of Japan from a studio here in Tokyo.
From the economy, culture and even foods, if you want to find out what's happening in Japan right now, this is where you'll find it.
Channel Japan Ranking.
First up is Channel Japan Ranking, in which we rank some of the hottest products and services in the country. Today's topic is airports in Japan. Well, Tsuda-san, Japan is surrounded by the ocean, obviously, and when people travel or send goods to overseas to and from Japan, they must do so either by air or by water.
Exactly.
So today we see how cargo is handled at airport here in Japan.
Yes, now I have a ranking here. As you can see, it's, the top three are Narita and then the Haneda, which is in Tokyo, and Kansai in Western Japan. But number 4 is Naha, which is located in Okinawa Prefecture.
Well, it's interesting. Well, Okinawa ranked above other international airports.
Exactly.
Well, it's the furthest west of Japan, making it too closest to mainland China and other Asian countries. But does its geography help contribute to its heavy cargo traffic, do you think?
Well, I think we can have a better idea when we take a look at this map. Like you say, Okinawa's location makes it geographically ideal for distribution and has the potential to become the center of the Asian retail and distribution market.
Well, so today we focus on a company that is expanding its business in Okinawa, where rapid growth is seen in becoming a center of distribution. Have a look.
The Okinawa International Logistics Hub, which opened in the fall of 2009, is a major base that connects Japanese and overseas cargo airline network. The logistics hub has many advantages. It's just hours away from major cities in Asia, including Shanghai, Hong Kong and Taipei. Late-night flights make it possible to operate 24 hours a day. Customs can now be cleared swiftly due to the easing of regulations. These benefits have increased cargo volume at Okinawa's Naha Airport by 150% in the last 4 years. Documents and small packages are already being delivered overnight. By utilizing the benefits of the logistics hub, the global strategy of one transportation company has taken a big step forward.
日本全国各地からのアジア向けの荷物を、国内感覚で、終日中間のやつを、深夜便で到着して、深夜から早朝のアジア向けのフライトで翌日配達を、目指しております。
This is one airline company's export cargo hub in Narita. The increased use of Okinawa's international logistics hub has changed the distribution of goods here as well. More speed is required to keep up with the increase in cargo, such as semiconductors, electronic parts, and apparel from industries targeting Asia. Hong Kong became a special administrative region after it was returned to China in 1997. Its population is over 7 million, and GDP per person is approximately $34,000, making it one of Asia's largest economic and financial cities. In the heart of the city is this Japanese restaurant that is full of the Okinawan vibe. Ingredients have been selected carefully. And there is even a wide variety of local Okinawan liquor. The restaurant's owner was born in Hong Kong and raised in Okinawa. He wanted to introduce his beloved Okinawan food culture to the people of Hong Kong.
沖縄ってなんか長寿の国っていう風にやはりみんなよく知ってまして、沖縄料理が健康とか新鮮とか安心とかそういう感覚で見てると思います。
The freshness of ingredients is everything to the owner, who says he benefits greatly from Okinawa's logistics hub.
朝注文したものを 沖縄経由で次の朝にはもう香港に届いてるスケジュールですね。
The result of increased speed in international logistics is most apparent in the fresh food market. This supermarket sells fresh fruit, vegetables and meat sent directly from various regions in Japan. An apple from Aomori Prefecture is $8. A horsehair crab from Hokkaido costs $46. These products are not cheap.
品质应该比较好。
哦，新鲜，最重要是品质嘛，日本人就是品质很好。
For the regulars, it's quality over price.
やっぱり大和さんがやられるサービスのように小口でやっぱりそのタイムリーに物が届ける、海外に届いてくれる、そうすることはすごく鮮度がいいですし、やっぱりその量をですね、そんなにいっぱい持ってきてもですね、やっぱりロスをするリスクが高くなる。だからできるだけロスを減らして鮮度高く。
Based on this trend, Yamato Holdings, a Japanese transportation company, teamed up with Yahoo Hong Kong to establish a trial run of a temperature-controlled international delivery service. The strengths of Yamato's refrigerated and frozen goods delivery and Yahoo's group buying internet sales have formed a powerful combination.
Yahoo Deals is the #1 group buying platforms in Hong Kong. So when the users, when we accumulate a group of users, and then we will get a very special discount for the users. And later on, we will arrange the delivery to the users.
The famous Miyazaki beef and Hyuga Natsu oranges from Miyazaki Prefecture were chosen to be delivered in the trial run. Last year, Miyazaki beef was recognized as the best Japanese beef for the second consecutive year. The producers have great confidence in its quality.
自分たちはこの一生懸命作ってるので、やっぱり日本人だけじゃなくて他の国の人にも食べてもらえればね、それで美味しいって言ってもらえればやっぱり妙理に作りというかね、牛飼いのですね、そういう気持ちで今いっぱいですね、やっぱりね。
Here's a local restaurant serving Miyazaki beef steak.
美味しいです。
お家で食べてるお肉とやっぱ全然違う。
やっぱ違う。
What is being done to successfully deliver this exquisite taste to Hong Kong?
最近の少ない作業場なりに肉になってますので、かなり鮮度は保てると思ってます。
Orders rushed in and the beef sold out the day Yahoo Hong Kong announced the trial. The international temperature-controlled delivery service of the beef and oranges got off to a good start. It's 8 a.m. on April 4th. A plane carrying the meat takes off from Miyazaki and heads to Okinawa's international logistics hub via Haneda. After clearing customs in Naha, it leaves Japan at 5 a.m. the next day and arrives in Hong Kong at 6:50 a.m. The oranges arrive at the transportation company's logistics base and the delivery begins, while the meat is sent to a meat packing company to be processed. At 3 p.m., the first box of oranges is delivered to the buyer's office.
对，这样很好。对，因为我就坐在办公室就可以收到了。
After being packed, the meat arrives at the logistics base at noon on April 6th, 2 days after it left Miyazaki.
Cosplay 杯，攞邊神多？
Yamato is the only company with a chilled delivery service in Hong Kong. Its aim is to provide a delivery service that is equally high in quality as that in Japan.
日本のことに非常に関心の高い方も多くいらっしゃいます。こういった方たちがやはり日本のものを安全安心、そういった形で届けられるということをですね、ぜひとも実現したいと思っております。
2 days after its departure, the meat is delivered to the buyer. The main dish for dinner is freshly delivered beef cooked as steak.
我想还是不大一样啊，因为从 Jusco 买过来还是经过，我想还是经过一段时间呢。比方说现在从 Japan maybe is ML is 比较快一点过来了，可能比较新鲜一点的，对。
At the Japan Agricultural Cooperative Associations in Miyazaki,
TTP は確かに我々にとってはマイナス要因もあるけれども、これは一方においてはですね、これをやっぱりチャンスとして捉えて、外に向かって出ていくということはですね、どうしたってしていかないといかんと。TTP 賛成論ではないですよ。賛成論ではないんですが、やっぱりですね、我々のある能力はですね、やっぱり世界に向けて発信をしていかないと受け身だけになりますからね。
The fresh food industry isn't the only one actively taking part in this global strategy. The IT industry also utilizes the Okinawa International Logistics Hub to connect Japan and other Asian countries within its field. This association tests mobile devices.
こちらでは、テレビとスマートフォンの、接続テストを行っております。
Almost every single smartphone sold in the country is here at their facility. The association can conduct interconnect tests between products of different manufacturers, as the tests are difficult for manufacturers to run. It receives requests from mobile phone carriers to run various tests.
ICT 機器ですね。この物流というのはですね、この沖縄を中心にですね、かなり盛んになってきつつあると。そういう中で私どものやっているこの IoT のテスティングっていうのがですね、その機器のこの移動に伴って必要になってきていると。そういうことが沖縄でですね、物流ハブとこのようなテスティングとはですね、重なったと。
The International Logistics Hub is strengthening ties between Japan and other Asian countries and companies. According to an Okinawa official, stronger ties are beneficial even for the IT industry.
IT でもそのものとセットになった産業っていうのは日本が強いし、その今言った国際物流貨物ハブに沖縄がなりつつあるので、そういう意味では日本の中でも沖縄でやるいろんなビジネスというのが可能性が出てきた。
Yamato says they can support faster logistics.
沖縄っていうね、アジアの真ん中に、保守だとか、リピアだとかそういうふうな拠点を置くことによって、例えば香港のお客様が、スマートフォンが壊れてしまいましたと。我々が香港の、で展開している宅急便のドライバーさんがまずはお客様のお宅に回収に伺うと。で回収に伺ってそのまま沖縄に送り込む。で沖縄でオーバーナイトでこう、部品の交換であったりとか修理っていうふうなものをやって、それこそ翌朝の5時の便にでもこう乗せてしまえば、アジアの香港のお客様もしくはアジアのお客様からしてみると、ドライバーさんに預けて寝てる間に翌日にはもしかしたら届くと。
The Okinawa International Logistics Hub has helped create many new business opportunities. The bridge that connects countries in Asia continues to expand rapidly.
it's very surprising to see how Okinawa is growing rapidly. Until recently, Okinawa had an image which relied on tourism or U.S. military economically, but it seems like it will change.
That could be the case because formerly nearly 60% of gross income of the citizens of Okinawa Prefecture was a result of tourism, public work and others related to the US military base. But when Japan Center for Economic Research projected the real growth rate of prefectures in Japan from 2007 to 2020, Okinawa came in first with an average of 1.07%, which is quite a feat.
Well, how about the economic effect of this international logistic hub outside of airport?
Outside, there are plans to create a repair center for electronic products within the bonded area of Okinawa's international logistics hub, where it's duty-free.
So what's the advantage?
Well, when a foreigner purchases a Japanese product and it breaks or malfunctions, it would have to be sent to the manufacturer in Japan for repair. But with a repair center in the bonded area, people can send their products to Naha Airport to have the products repaired duty-free, and then it can also be returned to the owners swiftly too.
Well, I think that's an amazing plan. I think it will perhaps create more jobs in Okinawa and may trigger a large change in the economy. After the break, we'll bring you a popular documentary program. Stay tuned.
How do we build sustainability into our relationship with Mother Earth? That's Kaiteki, Mitsubishi Chemical Holdings.
My parents work at a really great company, which makes cool computers and LCD TVs. Not only that, they build elevators for skyscrapers and zooming fast bullet trains. My mom designs the company's CT scan systems, which spot diseases. My dad develops power generation systems so people will have plenty of electricity. The company where my parents work is Toshiba.
Has anybody finished doing their pictures?
I have.
All around the world, Toshiba technology is hard at work, bringing smarter, faster, more sustainable development to life.
When I grow up, I want to work for people.
For a growing future, Toshiba.
Trading card games transcend generations as well as borders. Trading card games will unite the world. However, the possibilities do not simply end there. Trading card games combine the different forms of entertainment, and fun will link the world as one. Bushiroad.
Sasuke, a new type of sports entertainment program conquering the world.
It's about human achievement and people's passions, and I think that relates to almost everybody.
From Japan to the world, Ninja Warrior, Tokyo Broadcasting System.
You're watching Channel Japan. In our next segment, we will introduce to some of our popular documentary program. Today, it's from Japanese Dream by TBS. In today's episode, we'll focus on an engineer and his attempt to make Japan's first passenger jet.
Now, about 100,000 jet airliners are said to be flying around the world every day, but none of them are developed in Japan. Our topic is the market for regional jets that seat about 50 to 100 passengers. Currently, Bombardier of Canada and Embraer of Brazil hold a large share in the regional jet market. China and Russia have also announced that they will enter the market and are moving ahead with new developments. It's expected for competition to become more intense. We take a look at a Japanese aircraft manufacturer's hopes for trying to enter this competitive market to fly a domestically built commercial aircraft.
This is an area so classified that employees are not even allowed to bring camera phones. Around 600 of the world's leading design engineers are working on a pioneering national project. This is the man in charge.
これ多分世界初めての設計適用例だと思います。もう本当に誰も追いつけないようにすると。
This is one Made in Japan initiative set to surprise the world. A domestic passenger jet. After a history of humbling setbacks, Japan's long-held dream to fly its very own fleet of passenger jets looks set to take off this year. It's thrown down a challenge to the West.
トップからはですね、同じレベルになるんじゃなくて一気に追い抜けと。
The project's leader is Development Chief Engineer Nobuo Kishi. He's banking on Japan's famed precision in order to engineer the world's best passenger jet.
どうぞ。
The key to its development is
操縦席ですね。そうです。いやでもこれ全部段ボール。そうですね。
a paper plane? We go behind the scenes to follow the development of a Japanese jet that's flying into the future.
1B2 ポジティブ。
MRJ 飛ばすぞ。飛ばした先にその先に夢がある。夢。I have a dream. We have a dream.
Yokohama, Kanagawa Prefecture. Here is a popular attraction that often draws 2-hour queues. It's a flight simulator where children and adults can enjoy piloting an aircraft. The Mitsubishi Regional Jet, or MRJ, is the first Japan-developed passenger jet. It has 3 innovations.
One つは競合する機種に比べて 20% ぐらい燃費がいいと。
Its fuel efficiency is made possible by a next-generation technology engine, giving it a major advantage. It also managed to cut air resistance with its unique design. These make it 20% more fuel efficient than existing passenger jets. Next is the cabin, large enough to provide heightened comfort and ample space for tall and large travelers.
You like it? Yeah.
And finally, the flight deck is equipped with large LCD displays that are easy to see. Developers pursued the highest safety levels. Even before completion, the MRJ was already receiving glowing reviews from those in the aircraft business abroad.
It's going to be making the difference between the fuel burn of the current generation regional jets. So it's an interesting position for the MRJ to come into.
The MRJ has the small jet market firmly in its sights. As the world's airlines continue their push for smaller planes, demand is expected to total around 5,000 jets in the next 20 years. Four countries are desperately battling for a share of this market, including Brazil and Canada. Kishi, who's in charge of MRJ development, is ready to face the challenge. On this day, he was with a team checking the jet's aerodynamic capabilities, a key factor in flight efficiency.
今燃費向上 20% 競合機よりも高いのを目指してるけど、この辺り空力形状、
はい、わざと作ってこっち側に流すってことをやって、そこがまあミソなんですね。
How much can they decrease wind resistance, therefore increasing fuel efficiency? It's a key factor in creating a passenger jet that will sell globally.
これがきれいに流れるか、日本人のきめ細やかさだとか感性っていうのは欧米の方よりもきめ細やかに追求してますから、形を隅々まで決めています。このやり方はもう世界でもおそらく最先端。
Kishi wants to show this strong sense of perfectionism to the world, which stems from his desire to surpass Western global standards. Aviation rules, including those governing the construction of aircraft worldwide, are set by Western countries. This has set him on a challenge.
プロセスからそして成果まで全てを紙に落とす、紙に落とした開発、紙に落とせないものまでをきっちりと織り込んだ、その日本のやり方のものづくり、日本人のきめ細かさを織り込んだグローバルスタンダードを日本が作っていくんだと。
Aiming to make the Japan way the global standard, Kishi, selected as chief engineer to pioneer development of this passenger jet, confessed his long-held wish to design the most fuel-efficient jet in the world. To achieve this, he imposed strict conditions on himself. The jet design had to be made from scratch, starting with testing of different wing angles and wind speeds. 1,000 test cases were conducted in pursuit of the best possible form. He and his colleagues worked tirelessly, spending 2 years on testing. They also put Japan's best supercomputer technology to use, making adjustments wherever they could to ensure as little air resistance as possible. There was no room for compromises. Finally, the team achieved an unprecedented 20% improvement in fuel efficiency over rival aircraft. The dream of making the world's best was in sight.
夢を引き寄せる、現実にする、これは本当に自分がとことん追い込まれた中で本当に感性を研ぎ澄まさせて、そういう思いの中で一つ一つ乗り越えていく。
Kishi believes that if you do not push yourself to the limit, you risk losing sight of your dream. Construction of the plane began, but what was on the factory floor could hardly be further from a supposedly cutting-edge passenger jet.
どうぞ。あ、これです。はい。でまずこちらがですね、胴体の中道真ん中の部分のここで前にありますから前の部分で、後ろにあるやつが後部分になります。コックピットのあります。
This is what will become the flight deck. But upon closer inspection, the frame appears to be made from corrugated cardboard.
いやでもこれ全部段ボール。
そうですね。今こういうのは全部我々手作業で組み立てました。
Incredibly, the initial full-scale prototype MRJ was first constructed from cardboard. This unorthodox method holds the key to Japan overcoming Western technology to become the global standard. Often, problems do not become apparent until the construction process begins, causing lost time and spiraling costs. That is why they are creating a cardboard prototype first. It's a way of avoiding inefficiency through meticulousness, a characteristic of the Japanese culture.
カラーの間のところですね、見えます裏は見えんなけれどももう一つアウト側だわ。こいつはちょっと
まれてないものは難しいかもしれない。
By building the cardboard plane, they discovered problems that suggest the original designs will need to be modified.
トップからはですね、同じレベルになるんじゃなくて一気に追い抜けと。
Kishi and his team are out of work mode and relaxing at a restaurant.
MRJ 飛ばすぞー。飛ばした先にその先に夢がある。
Kishi's support team of 600 engineers is behind him. In this first attempt in half a century to develop a domestic passenger jet, Kishi also has another mission: to train and mentor his young team. For Kishi, it's a certain fixation on craftsmanship. Though he's working on a Japanese-made jet, he owns a manual import car. In fact, this is where the origin of his fixation lies.
その時計なり車なりの文化っていうか雰囲気っていうか、同じような値段だったらついやっぱり外国製のその例えばブランドだったり国とかそういうのを感じるものを選んでしまう。日本の文化、日本らしさだとかそういうものを感じるものが少ないと思うんですよね。
Kishi has taken on the monumental task to incorporate Japanese culture into the MRJ.
おはようございます。おはようございます。ご安全に。今日はどのチェックをやってますか?
Kishi visited the factory where they're making the jet's tailplane. A jet has tens of thousands of bolts and rivets in its body.
3個目は今閉めてます。
Compared with jets constructed overseas, the MRJ is largely constructed manually. When placing rivets on the wing surface, even the smallest protrusion creates resistance, adversely affecting fuel efficiency. Overseas, strict measurement standards are in place, with an allowable difference of just 0.025 millimeters. But because the MRJ wants to achieve a 20% boost in fuel efficiency, it's imposed its own strict allowance of a mere 0.015 millimeters. It's a battle to produce the ultimate air-resistant jet, far beyond what other countries have achieved. Engineers check by hand to feel for that minuscule difference of a few thousandths of a millimeter.
この辺出っ張ってるような気がするな。
これ15ミクロン？それすごいな。こういうところってでもこう繊細な感覚持ってる、おそらく日本人のが得意だろうなって。はい、じゃあ切りますよ。
The engineers on the MRJ project are dedicating themselves to the end.
全てこういう綺麗な皿が取れてるよ。
This dedication has led them to succeed in non-protruding riveting, even on curved surfaces.
いかに綿直に穴あけをするか、穴あけが命でして。
もともと要求厳しいっていうのは日本人のまさに細やかさというか得意とされてます。
Kishi and his team overcame a major hurdle. He also met with All Nippon Airlines to discuss their plans to deliver the first MRJ. He wanted to seek an airline's perspective on how the MRJ can meet global demands.
MRJ を作って日本の航空宇宙産業これで世界に打って出て、その次には日本が標準となるようなものを作っていく。航空宇宙産業だけではなくて日本の産業を盛り立っていく。うちの会社に来て MRJ 作りたいっていう子どもたちもできるといいなと思いますけど。
Now, MRJ has already received orders for 325 jets and is currently undergoing negotiations with a number of international airlines. High hopes are riding on the development of the MRJ in Japan. Now, at the start of the MRJ program in 2008, like we have over here, the plan was to have their first flight in 2011 and their first delivery in 2013. However, during the process, its first flight and first delivery have been delayed twice already. And at the end of July, it was reported that MRJ's first flight would be delayed yet again. To this, Mitsubishi Aircraft Corporation has commented that all of the partners fully support the MRJ program with their best efforts and meet requirements for the development schedule. Delays in the first flight will directly affect negotiations and delivery, so careful steps must be taken if Mitsubishi Aircraft Corporation still hopes to grab market share in this fiercely competitive market. The challenge to develop Japan's first jet will continue.
Well, after the break, we'll be showing you an episode from a popular economics program, Gachiri Monday.
Traditional,
Consistent.
precise,
Speedy.
professional, innovative,
Polite. Quality from Japan. The best of business in Asia. SMBC. Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation.
Sou uma pessoa comum. Eu gosto de apreciar todos os momentos do meu dia. Quanto isso pode me motivar? Como eu posso me manter focada? Tudo ao meu redor, incluindo os momentos do meu dia a dia, é o que eu preciso para me concentrar para a minha luta de 90 minutos. Quero dar esperança às pessoas. A better life, a better world.
Panasonic. Welcome to Tokyo Skytree. This is the grand panoramic view from 450 meters. Here you experience the unforgettable. Look, enjoy, be amazed, and be awestruck. That's what Tokyo Skytree is all about. Japan's latest landmark, Tokyo Skytree.
Hey, look at this. They're building a huge steel plant with Kobelco technology.
Kobelco? Never heard of it.
It's Japanese. They can make iron with incredible speed. What once took 8 hours can be done in just 10 minutes.
Wow, the Japanese are incredible. The country of karate.
Ha! 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 Karate has nothing to do with it.
True. The talk of the world. Kobelco.
Asia, the engine of the global economy. The pulse of the region at your fingertips with unique insights from Nikkei. With Nikkei Asian Review, stay up to date on the latest economic trends anywhere in the world. Read the future, lead the economy. Nikkei, Japan's leading media for business.
You're watching Channel Japan. Next, we'll be showing you a Japanese economics program. Today, it's from Gachiri Monday by TBS. Today's topic is gatherings and meetings.
Well, what kind of business opportunity is there in, say, a reunion?
So there's a lot that the organizer must do, and that's where the business opportunity lies.
I see. That's true. It is really difficult in cases where reunions have to take place to get in touch with everyone. There are people who have changed their names or phone numbers, addresses, etc.
And that's why there are companies supporting creating such get-togethers. Well, today we focus on such people and how they make profit. Have a look.
Today's topic is kai, as in the Japanese word meaning gatherings. In Japan, a variety of kai, such as neighborhood associations, women's clubs and apartment tenants committees, have been in existence for a long time. Recently, many new ideas have been introduced to traditional gatherings, and businesses have grown around them. Our first stop is a company in Tokyo to find out what kind of gathering their business is based on.
運動会。運動会ですか？そうですね。
This company's business focuses on athletic meets.
幼稚園とか保育園の運動会を、写真撮影させてもらって販売してます。
Many other companies also sell pictures taken at athletic meets, but this company has managed to stand out from the rest. What makes their pictures different? To see the photographers in action, we follow them to an athletic meet at a kindergarten in Tokyo. On this day, a special mini-meet for Children's Day has been organized just for the children, so no parents are attending. It's a mini athletic meet, but with over 400 children participating, there's nothing little about the event's scale. At the blow of the whistle, the meet begins. And all 3 photographers begin to frantically take pictures. And they don't stop. But they're not just taking a lot of pictures. On closer examination, we see that they are capturing every single child, individualizing each of the shots. Until now, pictures taken at athletic meets tended to be group pictures. But this company makes sure that no matter how many children there are, each child gets exclusive shots.
写真を見るのと写真を買うのを全部インターネットでやれるようにした会社と。
They've also created a system where parents can select the pictures of their choice and purchase them online. Even now, a lot of places still post pictures for purchase in the hallways. This method physically limits the number of pictures that can be posted. But if they're posted online, there's no limit. Not only that,
お母さんたちが見に行くのもやっぱり今の時代共働きの世代もやっぱ多いですし大変でしょうと子供にお金を持たせて学校に通わせるってもなかなかやっぱりこれはセキュリティ上じゃどうなんだろうっていうところもやっぱあるので
Indeed, the online method eliminates the need for mothers to physically go look or give money to their children to take to school.
我が子のアップとかもかなり多いのでそれでいっぱい買ってしまうっていうのがあると思うんですけども、夜なり自分の空いた時間に見れることがすごいいいです。
The feedback has been positive. We talked to the principal of the kindergarten.
必ず一人一人っていうか漏らすことなく撮れるように
取りこぼしってことですか？
取りこぼしがないよ
No matter how many kids there are, each shot has a main character that these photographers take care to capture well. This photographer has worked out a rhythm to bend her knees to make sure she catches every child in the line. On this day, the 3 photographers took a total of 4,000 pictures. On the other hand, parents themselves face a big problem when attending athletic meets.
シャッターチャンスをいいのを撮りたいといったら席取りから始まるので
Athletic meets are an occasion for parents to come and cheer on their children. When it's a big athletic meet, all the parents vie to get the best seats. But with these photographers in place to capture those special moments of each child, parents can sit back and relax. These days, some 1,000 kindergartens and nursery schools across Japan are subscribing to this service. Next, we visit a company in Tokyo's Chiyoda ward. What does this company do?
同窓会嫌ですね僕らは
This company organizes reunions. Reunions, a gathering that you always talk about organizing with your friends. But when planning actually starts, it's a lot of work. Contacting everyone is a hassle. Recruiting people to attend can be problematic and it costs more than expected. But this company will take care of all the hard work. How do they do it? A graduate of a private high school in Saitama Prefecture has come to them with a request to organize a high school reunion. the reunion planner provides a number of services to ensure the success of the reunion. To begin with,
案内状の発送にまず進んでいきます、案内状をこちらご実家の方に向けてですね、まず日程で、それから大体の場所ですねで、こういうメンバーで進めてますと。
a key element to a successful reunion is in the invitation postcards. A simple white postcard with plain lettering doesn't look fun. And it shows in the low turnout. With a colorful postcard, on the other hand, people are suddenly interested. Also, a website address is given on the invitation. The website is an online portal that everyone has access to. This allows people to see who is attending the reunion. By knowing who's attending stirs interest and excitement for the reunion. Once the interest level is raised and the venue selected, on to the big day. We go to visit a reunion of an Osaka middle school that this company has organized. On the day of the reunion, the company's special know-how was on full display. The first thing we notice are the name tags around the attendees' necks. The name tags allow for instant recognition of old classmates who may look different now. Those who have married and changed last names have their maiden names on the name tags. All this is prepared by the reunion planners. This man currently lives in Fukuoka Prefecture, but his invitation was initially sent to his parents' address in Osaka. Thanks to a feature on the reunion's website, he found out about the event. The website not only lists participants and the details of the reunion, but it also lists the people the organizers were not able to contact. This allows others who have their contact information to relay the invitation to those that couldn't be contacted initially. The planners also organize entertainment during the reunion, such as a ranking of everyone's crush. The planner collects the crush surveys beforehand, and the results are tallied up and announced by the company's own MC. All good things must come to an end, and so does this party. The attendees are receiving party favors, just another example of a special touch offered by the company. Inside is a facial mask for women. It's a product provided by the sponsor of this reunion. One of the company's tactics is to seek sponsorship from a variety of companies for the reunions. In return, the sponsoring companies have access to a targeted audience to advertise their products or services. For example, a rental company specializing in designer bags sponsor a reunion that promises to bring together young females. Likewise, a job search site designed for nurses would sponsor a reunion for a nursing school.
スポンサーがつくとですね、そのうちの金額の 75% は会費に充てられるんですね。で、25% が僕らの収益になるんですよ。
For this reunion, the attendee fee would have been $80 a head, but thanks to the sponsorship, this was lowered to $75 a head. Sometimes with the right sponsorship, the fee might even be entirely waived for the attendees. After this hugely successful reunion, everyone headed to the after party. Next up is a shopping street in Shinjo City of Yamagata Prefecture.
こちらで、なんか儲かってる会があるって聞いてきたんですけど。会。はい。
ひょっとしたら商店会。
商店会。
会っていうことですか、この商店の。
The Shopping Street Association the shopkeeper is talking about is a group formed by a gathering of the shops in a given shopping street. But with so many of these shopping streets closing down across Japan, we wonder how they are stirring up business.
100円商店街っていうやつなんですけどね。
This shopping street in Shinjo City holds Dollar Days once every 2 months, where each store on the street brings out dollar products. We are told it's a huge hit. The next day we go to see the action. Sure enough, a mass of people are gathered bright and early. On the stands, bags of spinach for $1 each, hats for $1, shirts for $1, even women's dresses for $1. This right here is the Dollar Shopping Street.
毎回100円商店街に来てます。ほとんど楽しみにしていろんな種類のものをたくさん買えて。
商店街のお店というとね、こう買わないと入りにくいとか、入ったら買わないと出てきにくいってあると思うんですけど、お店の外に100円の商品を配置して、でそれを手にして、生産は店内でするシステムになってますので、中の様子だったりですね、品揃えとかいろんなものをこう今まで知らなかったことを知っていただくと、でそのついでに通常の商品を買っていただけるというふうなところがやっぱり一番のポイントですね。
The key point of these dollar shopping streets is to have the dollar products outside and the cashier inside. The aim is to have the customers come inside to pay, and when there, to generate interest in the normally priced products and purchase them as well.
最初はね、やっぱり自分の街をなんとか元気にしたいなっていうところから始まったんですけどね。
10 years ago, this man, a city official, was struggling to find a way to re-energize this shopping street in his hometown. Then, one day, he came across a crowd of people at a sale in a department store in Shinjo City, selling everything for $1. It occurred to him that he could recreate this customer interest if he could make his shopping street one giant dollar store. When he brought his idea to life, it was met with huge success, drawing 20,000 people in 2 days. His story drew interest from across the country. He quickly became a sought-after lecturer for shopping streets all over Japan. Today, his idea has grown into $280 shopping streets.
It was very interesting to see so many different ways to support Get Together. But I think there must be other businesses related to gatherings.
Yes, there are. There are also movements in creating new business opportunities, starting from a gathering. And recently, Asakai is popular in Japan.
Well, asa means morning, and kai means gathering of people. So Asakai means morning meetings, right? I think it's been a recent fad, but what actually happens during this morning meetings?
Well, these morning get-togethers are often held before work between a group of people from different fields at selected coffee shops, and usually near train stations or close to offices, to exchange information regarding business. And sometimes new business opportunities are created from these get-togethers.
Wonderful. But well, after I graduated from college and started working, it's very hard to talk to people about my work outside of office. So this morning get-together must be a good opportunity to build new relationship outside of office and a sort of circle.
You could definitely say that. Now, these morning meetings usually begin by gathering people online through social networking services. So you could say it's a new business opportunity created through the popularity of social networking.
Well, I'm sure we'll be seeing more new gatherings in the future. Well, that's it for this edition of Channel Japan. We have much more in store for you next week, so make sure to tune in.
Changing emissions from copper refineries
into fertilizer. That is where Sumitomo Chemical got its start. For 100 years, we've been delivering the power of chemistry around the world. And we will continue to help make the world a better place for the next 100 years and more.
Mitsubishi Electric is helping to change the environment for the better around the world.
Green subway systems in India.
Green air conditioning systems in Singapore.
Echo changes for a greener tomorrow. Mitsubishi Electric.
Mitsui & Company. As the future evolves, Toyota is envisioning a more interconnected life where information and energy flow seamlessly throughout the globe. The road ahead will require diverse and eco-friendly mobility solutions. It is on this path that our small choices lead to big changes. Life. Connected. Toyota.
Channel Japan. Your source for the voices and views of people and businesses across Japan. The latest reports on Japanese companies, culture, and technology. Find out what's happening on the ground. Every week, direct from Tokyo, Channel Japan.